Welcome back to another episode of Lone Star College Football. Today, we are going to talk about the 2023 quarterback competition that we will certainly have going into next season. Coach Sark was asked about it during one of his press conferences, and he confirmed that he's not just going to give Quinn Ewers the job next year. Maalik Murphy and Arch Manning will be able to come in and compete for that starting job. Now, for those of you who don't know, Hudson Card has entered the transfer portal, so he won't, unless he doesn't find a landing spot, which would be very surprising because I think he's going to get a bunch of offers. He won't be a part of that. Um, Quinn Ewers, his season was rocky. He had some ups. That were like the ceiling was high, and he had some pretty bad lows. The Oklahoma State game was an all-time low. It wasn't all on him. There was a lot of wind. The direction of the wind was crazy. The play calling was questionable, and so he had a lot put on his shoulders in those games, and was not really able to carry that weight at all. Uh, and so we look at Quinn, and unfortunately, as a fan base, we say Quinn failed. But as a fan base, we don't take into consideration that he's a redshirt freshman. Last year, he was at Ohio State in a different offense with different coaches, different schemes, different players. And really, last year, he was supposed to be a senior in high school. He's a young kid. He's going to improve going into next season. Maalik Murphy also came on campus, maybe had a chance to step on field if it wasn't for an accident that he had on campus that left him with a minor injury, and he wasn't able to play when we thought we were going to need him. But Coach Sark talked about him late in the season that the development that he's made since stepping foot on campus has been quite good. Like he's improving, he's understanding the scheme, the plays, the timing, the drop backs. Like these quarterbacks, it's hard to get a young guy to come in and play at a high level. You know, not every quarterback's going to be Trevor Lawrence and come in as a true freshman and blow the league away. It's just not going to happen. So we've got two quarterbacks currently on campus that are playing at a high level, and that's good. That is honestly really good. Um, Other than that, we have Arch Manning, who's going to step foot on campus early in January, and so we're going to get to see him. But before I jump into Arch, I do want to ask y'all to do us a favor. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. We just hit 100 subscribers. We're really happy with that. That's fun. The growing is great, and we're on a journey. So if y'all like college football, why don't you just join us for that? With that being said, Arch Manning will be an early enrollee stepping foot on campus in January. I don't personally see a way that Arch steps foot on campus and becomes a real contender for the starting job. And I don't really think that he should. I mean, if we're, as a fan base, we're looking at Quinn saying, the young quarterback's playing like a young quarterback. Does it really make that much sense to yank now the redshirt sophomore quarterback? It'll be his third year in college, technically, second year in the program. We're going to yank him for a true freshman and expect to not have the growing pains that comes along with having a true freshman quarterback? No. You can't play it both ways. You can't say, oh well, Quinn's young, that's why, and then say, yeah, throw him out, get the younger guy. There's growing pains. We gotta let Quinn operate. I think Quinn will get the job next year. Although, with that being said, we don't know who we're playing in a bowl game yet this year. I really want to see Malik Murphy play in that bowl game. I enjoyed watching his highlights out of high school. He's got a good arm. And I would love to see, if we could play a team that we could just go up by 40 and roll in our second strings, that'd be great. But Arch is talented. He if you watch his highlights, he can put the spin on the ball. He can put it where it needs to go. He can roll out. He can throw on the run. He can move. He can run. And he's accurate with the ball. This season, I think he finished the season with 37 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. And those 2 interceptions came in the same game, which just so happened to be the last game that they lost in the playoffs. So this kid played, I don't even know, maybe 11 games, 12 games, 37 touchdowns, no interceptions. Like, say what you want to say. People say, well, he's at a private school, so the competition's not as good. And that may be true. I'm not gonna act like I know his conference over in or division over in uh, Louisiana. But at the same time, you're playing football against competitive kids. Even if they're not as good as you, it's still hard to throw 37 touchdowns and no interceptions. People said the same thing about Bijan. He's from Tucson, Arizona. And people said the same thing when he was recruited. They said, oh, well, the people he's playing against are just not good. And look at Bijan now. Best running back in college football. I've heard of people saying that and it being a fair argument. It has come to fruition where the person steps on field and they just, hey, the talent you played in high school just wasn't good. And so you shined and now you're here against good talent and you're not shining. And so it's not that it's not a good argument. It's just not always 100% true or 100% false. So we'll see. He'll come onto campus and he'll have to compete just like everybody else. I think the Mannings are aware of the situation. They know who we have in front of him. They know that if he has to redshirt a year, he has to redshirt a year, and that could be a really good thing for him. So I wouldn't be concerned with him being upset and not happy with where he's at on the depth chart. And honestly, it sucks to say, but it'll probably be a situation where you got Quinn, Malik, and Arch next year, and then going into 2024, if Quinn goes to the draft, if he has a great season and goes to the draft, then Malik and Arch, unless Malik is just highly, highly talented, you probably have a situation where you have the younger guy jumping Malik. Malik would transfer, and that's where we just have to trust the coaching staff to be able to go out and recruit in the next 2 cycles to replenish the depth at that quarterback position. We're not used to not having depth. I mean, to be honest, having Sam, Casey Thompson, and Hudson Card. For those of you who don't know, we at one point Cam Rising and Quinn Jackson, who are both at Utah now, just won the Pac-12 championship. Both of those were on campus as a quarterback. I think Jaquin Jackson now plays running back for Utah. I could be wrong, but we had Texas is really good about being able to stack talent at positions, especially like running back positions. Quarterbacks, we've been doing pretty good. So coaching staff has to keep that up. Once again, if y'all made it this far, really do appreciate y'all. Please make sure to check us out on TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook at LoneStar_CFB. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. We just hit 100 subs, and our next goal is 250. So we're excited about that, and we're going to bring as best content as we can to get there and keep y'all filled in with what is going on in the ever-changing landscape of college football. Appreciate y'all rocking with us. Okay.